Hello, and welcome to this important series on work injury prevention and work injury management. Specifically, we're going to be focused on the role of job analysis in driving down costs and incidents of injuries. My name is Ginny Marshall, and I am the CEO of DSI Work Solutions, and we are very pleased to bring you this topic in hopes that you will find information that is helpful to you in your role of preventing injuries or managing them. If you are a professional who is responsible for safety at work or for providing any services to employees who are needing to manage return to work post-injury or illness, this is a video series that is for you. Professionals in safety, human resources, case management, insurance, healthcare, and even law all bear a degree of responsibility for the incidents and outcomes of work injury management and work injury prevention. As most of us know, musculoskeletal injuries remain a top cost driver of work-related injuries in terms of incidence and cost. They are also amongst the most preventable of injuries. In the US alone, millions of employees suffer these types of injuries, and hundreds of thousands of them lose time away from work as a result. Lifting, pushing, pulling, bending, and reaching are often the culprits behind these types of injuries. Quantifying that exposure through analysis and documenting it in an effective way that is communicating well amongst all stakeholders. Job analysis serves as the key and critical starting point for objective and measurable strategies for work injury prevention and work injury management. Since the inception of the workers' compensation system, stakeholders have been trying to facilitate these outcomes with very limited information about what it is an individual actually physically performs on their job. As we know, this has been costly in terms of time off of work, time on restricted duty, not to mention medical costs. Efforts at injury prevention education have been solid, but often are generic. When this information is presented in a generic way, employees often have difficulty interpreting it into the type of work that they're doing. Job analysis with employee engagement in particular is a powerful tool when it's used intentionally. It can and does reduce musculoskeletal injuries and therefore the associated costs that impact both employers and employees. So over the course of the next 5 videos, focused on this job analysis process, we're going to explore as follows. We're going to look at a job analysis in terms of what does it look like and how does it assist with reducing the communication barriers that are often very costly within work injury management in particular, but also within work injury prevention. Next, we will look at how you identify the essential functions or primary functions of a job in order to facilitate communication about working within those functions, whether it is safety initiatives or return to work initiatives. Next, we'll focus on identifying and measuring the physical characteristics that are associated with each of the job functions. Included with that is how we assure that the report is accurate, believed, and trusted. We'll move next into exploring ergonomic interventions at the entry level based on this identification of functions and physical demands. We'll be able to identify stress factors that are commonly associated with the risk of musculoskeletal injuries and help the employer be able to target areas to focus on to reduce those exposures. And finally, we will move into a discussion on how the analysis itself and the accompanying documentation can be used to improve return to work outcomes, to help interpret physician restrictions, and to establish job-related components to the treatment plans Better yet, even considering that individuals can be tested so that there's more objective information to determine safe workabilities. We look forward to having you join us through this video series, and we invite you to visit our website, DSI Work Solutions, where you can learn more about the coursework we provide for job analysis and job function description documentation. We invite you to take the first lesson in the course with no obligation. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to having you with us throughout this video series on job analysis.